Today's topic is a little bit of a catch-22 double-edged sword situation that pretty much every single one of my clients goes through, but not just my clients, me, myself as well. They start losing weight, which makes them happy, but then at the same time, they start to feel smaller, which makes them feel sad. But I want to start by reassuring you, because if you're experiencing this already, this is very normal, and it is something that literally every single man has been through. And more importantly, it is a sign that things are going in the right direction. However, it is that negative feeling, that sadness, whatever you want to call it, that keeps so many guys stuck on this hamster wheel. They feel smaller, they panic, and then they start to change everything. They abandon all the good habits that they've built. They change program. They start to do something more extreme because it feels like they're moving back in the right direction. They feel like they're being productive, but the reality is they're basing their decisions on emotion. At the end of the day, not all change is good. And this is honestly pretty much the worst thing that you can do at this stage. Your body is losing fat and it is building muscle. But your body loses fat a lot faster than it builds the muscle. And unless you're on TRT or peptides or PEDs, that's pretty much always how it's going to be. Whether you've been doing this 1 year, 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, or even 30 years. Now, you guys who are newer to the gym are actually at an advantage. Because if you haven't lifted weights ever or for a very long time, you're going to get what is commonly known as newbie gains. And you are so lucky. Because if you are following a structured program with some direction and progressively overloading and understanding the principles that we've been through over the last couple of weeks, you are at such an advantage. I didn't have any of that guidance. I didn't understand any of that stuff. And I wasted all of my newbie gains on terrible workouts with no structure and no programming, with no progressive overload. So even though it might feel like you're going in the wrong direction, I can assure you, you are certainly not. You have to remember the rate that you lose fat is going to be directly proportionate to the size of your calorie deficit. So we know that there are 3,500 calories in 1 pound of fat. So if you're in a 500 calorie deficit per day, that means you're going to lose 1 pound of fat per week, because 500 times by 7 is 3,500. Equally, if you push that up to 1,000 calorie deficit, then you're going to lose 2 pounds of fat per week. Some guys, not many, but some who are weighing 120 kg plus, so what's that, like 270-ish pounds, they could go to a 1,500, or sometimes I've even seen some guys go to a 2,000 calorie deficit per day. Now, I want to make it super clear. I am not advocating for that, but it can be done and the math still stacks up. But regardless of how hard you try, as long as you stay natty, as they say in the fitness industry, you are never going to gain muscle at the same rate. So yeah, you will look smaller before you look leaner. And what a lot of guys figure out as they go deeper down the fitness rabbit hole is that they're not just overweight, but the real issue is that they're under-muscled. And once you get rid of that soft layer of fat, that's when you start to see all of the hard work in the gym paying off. This is where the clothes start to fit better. This is where the shoulders start to pop out. This is where you might see a little bit of an arm vein poking through. These are the first signs of progress, because it tends to be this part of our body where we lose the fat first. So make note of those. Think of it a little bit like you're renovating a house. You've got to clear out all the clutter before you start working on the new design, right? And that's kind of what you're doing right now. You're clearing out the clutter, you're clearing out the fat. And over the next few weeks, over the next few months, I should say, over the next few years, your focus is slowly but surely going to start shifting from losing weight to building your physique. Because I think deep down, what most guys need, maybe they don't realize they want it at the time, but what they really need is a full body recomposition, which is where you're losing the fat and building the muscle at the same time. Now, full body recomposition sounds very complicated. Like, people like to throw it around a little bit. Yeah, bro, I'm doing a full body recomposition. Well, if you're in a calorie deficit and you're lifting weights, you're doing a body recomposition. It's not overly complicated. People just like to throw it around because it makes them sound, I don't know, better than they are. But as long as you are in a deficit, resistance training, progressively overloading, prioritizing your protein, and the most important bit, getting your sleep in, you will be losing the fat and building muscle at the same time. And this is where data comes in. We talk about this all the time. Because if you have the data to show that week on week, session on session, or month on month, your lifts in the gym are going up, objectively, that means you are getting stronger. It's impossible for you to get stronger if your muscles are getting smaller. So even though you might feel like you're getting smaller, this is why we don't want to rely on the emotions. This is why we don't want to rely on our feelings. We want to rely on our data. The data is what keeps us on track. And if you are hitting the 3 things that you need to build muscle, progressive overload, resistance training, progressive overload through resistance training, sleep, and protein, you are going to build muscle. It is quite literally inevitable. Those are the 3 needle movers and the only things that you need to worry about. It's physically impossible for your muscles to get smaller if you're progressively overloading. I really want to emphasize that point, guys. And this is, again, just that power of data. What's really going on when you're in this phase is that you're stuck in a bit of a psychological trap. And I get it, because I've been there myself. What's funny is that even with my years of experience, sometimes my mind still creeps back into that sort of zone. But again, this is where I lean into the data. I had a call today with one of my clients. And I said to him, did you realize that you're 40% stronger than you were 1 month ago? In 1 month, he'd gotten 40% stronger. How wild is that? And I did this myself not long ago. My workouts were feeling really stale. When I looked in the mirror, I was like, I'm not progressing. And remember, it's never about the position that you're in. You could be shredded, 12, 13% body fat. You're not going to be happy unless you're making progress. Because again, as I say, day in, day out, this is what we want as men. We want progress. We don't want the thing. Having things isn't fun. Getting things is fun. So don't think you're going to get to a certain point and go, completed it, because you ain't. If you're watching a video like this, if you've been with me every day, you are a type A guy. You are always going to be driven to progress. So I still get this as well. Everyone gets it. But this is where I lent into my own data. I looked at my own workouts. Oh, I got 20% stronger on that workout. I got 20% stronger on that exercise. Oh, wow. I didn't actually go backwards in anything. Oh, cool. Okay. And it gives you that impetus. It gives you that motivation to keep going. Because the worst thing is when you feel like you're putting in the hard work, but you're stagnating. You're not making the progress. That's when you start to go insane. That's when you start to ask yourself the question, is it worth it? That dreaded question. We've all been there, whether it's with jobs or relationships or diets or even your fitness. We have all been there. But if you have the data, it's going to keep you sane. And that's the most important thing, guys. You have to remember that logic trumps emotion. If you're tracking your workouts, whether it's on a spreadsheet, the notes app on your phone, or like I do and my clients do in an app, and you can see graphs, you can see lines, you're getting PBs in the gym, you know you're going in the right direction. And you have to remind yourself of that. Regardless of how you feel when you look in the mirror, regardless of what the scales say, regardless of what other people say, because this is a big one as well. You have to remember, people are going to project onto you. They're going to say, oh, you're losing a bit too much weight. No, you're looking a bit skinny. It's horrible when you have that comment. They are just projecting their emotions onto you. They are just upset that they can't do something that you have done. It's a defense mechanism. It's on them, not on you. If you have that data that shows you are losing weight on the scales, you are dropping body fat, and you are building muscle, getting stronger by lifting more in the gym, you have everything you need. It is as simple as that. Don't let anybody tell you that it's more complicated than that, because it really fucking isn't, guys. The last thing to say on this, though, is that try not to ruminate on this. And this is a tough one, right? Because if your health is your priority, if you're in a season of your life where this is like the number one thing for you, that's great. But as a result, it means it's going to be the thing that you focus on. But try not to get obsessed. I know every time you pass a mirror, I expect you maybe lifting up the shirt or maybe having a little flex. And I get that because I've been there and I've done it myself. It got crazy for me. Like literally at the end of my kind of first cut, as it were, when I dropped like 50 pounds, I was looking in like 20 mirrors a day. I was taking so many photos. I was trying to do different angles, different bits of lighting. And it gets to a point where like, if you're not seeing changes in like hourly increments, you're getting upset. I got obsessed with it. But we talked about this the other day. Rumination is one of the worst things that you can do on any topic. So try not to do that. If you are ruminating on it, you're going to naturally feel sadder about it. So the trick, much easier said than done, this is a bit off today, there we go, is to take the importance out of it. Because as I just said, fitness, nutrition, isn't a game you ever win. The guys who are doing the best, the guys who keep getting the results, are the ones who are enjoying this process. I know that sounds incredibly cliched, but it only sounds cliched because it's true. You've heard it enough times that you might think, oh, that again. Yeah, that again. Because it's right. I'm a good example of this. Like, I don't train now to try and get an extra inch on my biceps. I honestly do it for this, for my mental health. I do it because I enjoy the challenge. I enjoy the struggle. I enjoy the process. I look forward to the calm mind that I'm going to have after I've done the hard session. This is another reason that I train in the morning. The body that I now have as a result of that is a byproduct of the work. Does that make sense? So I'm not judging you if you are obsessed, because I've been there. I'm just telling you that this phase will pass. And when you get to where you think you want to get to, you will realize that it's not really what you wanted. That's not a bad thing. I'm not going to say give up and be fat. I'm saying that you will get there. You'll be happy for about 15 minutes. Then you'll be depressed. Then you'll pick yourself back up. And then you'll go, what's next? Because that's what we do. That's why we're the winners. Because we keep going. We're never satisfied. We're never done. We're never complete. That's part of life. So just try to take the importance out of what you're doing right now. You'll enjoy it more and you'll get there faster. Yeah, I think that's pretty much everything I had to say on the topic, guys. Short one today. But it's a nuanced thing. It's all psychological, you know? And it's tough. Yeah, I'm just thinking about the years of, but it all kind of blends into one. You know what's interesting about that? The struggle when you're in the day-to-day and you're just like, oh my God, another workout, another day, another cold shower, another day of tracking my food, going to bed on. And then you kind of look back and 3 months have passed and you're like, oh, wow, I look so much better. I feel so much better. And the pain kind of just slips away from your mind. The struggle, the difficulty. And all you're left with is the product, the result. So it's always worth it. Always worth it, guys. Cool. We got a light chat today, so we'll keep this one brief. I know a guy that can supply some great workouts, tailor-made, and a host of other valuable tools. And that's just for starters. Thank you, sir. Unless you're talking about someone else. Question for a different day topic. Do you have any insights on a product like the Hume Body Pod or composition scales? We love data, and I'm not trusting the paid reviews online. Yeah, we can talk about that today. Oh, Richard's comments as well. So let me see what Richard said before I go into my why. So it's all for reference, no matter the product. You use this as a tool. I have the Hume scale, and it's my reference point, like any other device. But you know if there is there is change happening. Yeah, I mean, like, to be honest with you, I'd pretty much agree with what Richard said there. I think that there is no one. I had the conversation with one of my clients, David, about this the other day because he just got the Hume Body Pod, and day to day he saw a big fluctuation in muscle discrepancies between one leg and the other. And then he correctly realized that it couldn't be that accurate because the next day there was a big fluctuation as well. So he kind of, before I even got a chance to respond to him, he kind of figured it out for himself. Whoever owns Hume clearly has a big marketing budget. They're everywhere. They're absolutely everywhere at the moment. You can't go on social media without seeing one of their adverts. So they are pumping millions in. What I would expect has happened here is someone is just running a great game. They've found a product which they can buy from China. They've figured out a margin. They've figured out ads that work and convert. And then they are serving them en masse. And then they are just scaling that up day on day. So they've figured out how to game the slot machine. If there was a slot machine which you put $1 in and you were always going to get 2 out of it, how many dollars would you put in it? You'd put all the dollars you have into it, wouldn't you? So that's what they've figured out. They're just a good business. Whoever's running it, I expect it's probably some 18-year-old. Fair play to him. I doubt they're any more accurate than the ones that are $30 on Amazon. I've got one that's, I think it was like 25 euros. And as Richard said, I use it as a reference point. When I got it the other week, it said my body fat was about 16%, which I was pretty happy with out the back of Christmas. I did it again today and it said it was 15.7, so it's going in the right direction, and I was half a kilo down, so I'm happy. If I was to jump on 3 other scales, it would give me 3 different readings. So you can't get emotional about the data. Yes, we want the data, but then once you've picked a scale, stick with it. Don't have a scale, and then you go, oh, I don't like what it said. Pick another one and go, oh, I like that one because it's a lower number. Just stick with one and then just use it as reference. And if it's going in the right direction, you're winning. If it's not, then you make some amendments. So it's like, I've been getting a few questions over the last few days, and I get it. I brought it on myself, of very specific brands of yogurt and peanut butter. And I'm like, guys, I don't know every brand in every country, and I don't have an encyclopedic brain where I remember every single macro. Come on. Like, I don't know the individual brands. I'm trying to just give you everything that I've got. I'm actually starting to think I might have given you a little bit too much, to be honest with you. I'm starting to think I need to scale this back, because I think some people are obsessing, majoring in the minors. People saying, oh, I don't know, I bought the wrong creatine. Don't worry about, this is on me. This is not on you. This is on me because I've given you the information. But don't worry about optimizing. 99% of you need to worry about maximizing. Supplements are there to supplement a healthy lifestyle. The difference between you taking creatine monohydrate and creatine Creapure is a 0.1% difference to your life. The difference between you having a certain brand of yogurt and another brand of yogurt is a 0.1% difference to your life. What is a bigger difference is how consistent your sleep is, whether you're drinking or not. Like, this is what's absolutely wild. People will ask me about the brand of yogurt that they will have whilst going out to drink alcohol, whilst eating pizza, whilst staying up late. Come on, guys, just critical thinking, common sense here. We've stripped this back to the absolute bare basics. You switching your yogurt ain't going to change your life. And this is on me. This is not on you. I'm not having a go. I said what I said, so I understand, and I'm more than happy to field the questions. But don't major in the minors, guys. If you haven't cracked your sleep, your calories, your alcohol, your consumption, your social media, your steps, all this stuff, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. There's levels to this game. It's like someone coming to me and saying, what's your third favorite shoulder exercise? Do you know what I mean? Like, just get in the gym. Get in the gym and do it for 2 to 3 years and then come to me. And then we can talk about it. Some people, I think there's this almost like entitlement maybe, where it's like, well, I've been doing it for 3 weeks. Okay, great. Good for you. I'm very happy for you. See you in 3 years. See you in 10 years. Like, it doesn't end. It doesn't end. Where do we get to? Right. King Carl. I've been listening to you for a few days now. Thanks for helping a lot. Keep up the awesome content. You're welcome, my brother. David's here. Awesome. I was just talking about you. Doug, don't be sad. I'm not sad. Well, I'm not sad at all. Decided to walk to an appointment today. So I got 20,000 steps. Love that, man. Had to go grocery shopping because I'm avoiding restaurants. Okay, we don't need to do that. We talked about what to do when you're going out. Made the mistake of shopping while hungry. You see? Backfires. Should have just gone to the restaurant. I don't own a Torque mirror. What's a Torque mirror? And I never look in one. Do I need to get one? I don't know what a Torque mirror is. Sorry, everyone. I've missed the last few lives. I've been caught up, but was late to the party today. Never mind, my friend. Welcome back. Thank God for these daily videos, or I would have broke. Well, guys, don't get too reliant on these because we've got 9 days left. These things keep me accountable. 100%. Consistency is the key. Yep. Tally mirror. I don't know what that is, brother. Upgrade scale to Bora body comp scale. No, again, see, brother, just a brand. You've just been marketed to. Thank you, Richard. And, is that me? Richard, yep. Most of them come from the same. Exactly. Thank you so much, Wealth. Nailed it. Absolute spot on. So here's something you guys probably don't know. Almost all the creatine in Europe, sorry, not creatine, protein powder in Europe comes from 3 farms in Ireland. Sold under thousands of different brands, comes from the same place. Literally. Same with these scales. It's all coming from the same place. You're just being marketed to. That's it. Disassociate with the brands. This is a Philips monitor. This is a Font Vela water. This is I don't even know what this is. This is a O-Motion keyboard. Do you see what I'm saying? This is a Sony camera. This is what is this? A Shure microphone. They all do the same thing. Of course, there's levels of quality to the game, but once you can tell the brackets of quality by the price. But then sometimes companies will come along and go, I think we can take the piss here. It's January. Everyone's going to be jumping on the scales. Let's just charge 3 times the price. And this is where it gets crazy. Psychologically, people go, well, that one's 3 times the price, so it must be better. Nope. Literally the same. Literally just charge you 3 times the price. It's fine. We've all been got. Look at these guys are the most guilty of it in the world. I love my Apple products. Got a Mac, got an iPhone, AirPods right here, Apple Watch. I'm fully locked in and I'm aware I'm being marketed to. And I let it happen. But I know at the same time that the difference between this as a product, as a standalone product, is no different to a Huawei or a Samsung. It does all the same things. But they'll charge 20% more. Why? Brand equity. It's exactly the same with yogurt brands, with scales. What else has come up tonight? Critical thinking, guys. That's what we need. We need some critical thinking and some common sense here. Before you buy something, just think, why am I buying this? Starbucks, great example. Terrible coffee. Everyone buys it. Why? Because it's Starbucks. Brand equity. Anyway, this is not a marketing lesson. But yeah. Right, where do we get to? I'm going to wrap this up in a second. Best live yet, Doug. This one hit home. You're welcome, man. I'm locked in and won't quit. But regardless, thank you for all the extra motivation. Well, let's leave it on that. Guys, check-in is in the chat. I'll add it to the description as well. Thanks for tuning in. I'll see you tomorrow.